What's up, everybody? Hairball. It's your boy Splash, and today I have a special video because it's been so long for me to make it. What I'm going to do is actually combine all three of these videos into one final video, which is the Jedi from the movies and the movie novels versus the MCU Avengers up to Infinity War. When I started the project, Infinity War had just dropped, so can't use Endgame or anything like that. So this is the part 3 with those who moved on to the final battle. So the participants for each side I will mention and then talk about matchups and then just straight get into the fight for the final conclusion of the battle. Jedi side, we have Kit Fisto, who's at 100%. He's perfectly fine. Ki-Adi-Mundi is at about 80-85%. Qui-Gon Jinn's at about 50%. He got damaged against Cap. Mace Windu's at 100%. And Yoda is at 100%. As well as Obi-Wan Kenobi is at 75 to 80%. On the Avengers side, we have Vision coming in at 100%. Black Widow coming in at 100% after she bodied Rey because Rey's trash. We got Thor coming in at about 75 to 80%. And then Hulk coming in at about 80%. So how would they match up? We would put Qui-Gon Jinn against Black Widow. I think that's how each side would go about it. Ki-Adi-Mundi would take Vision. Yoda and Kenobi would go against Thor. And Fisto and Windu would go against Hulk. Now, how would this go? Well, Qui-Gon and Widow would face off, both having healthy respect for the other as very well-trained and disciplined warriors. Qui-Gon Jinn would attack, and Widow would evade. She'd pop him a couple times with her stuns, and she would close in, and as she puts the last shot into Qui-Gon, he would behead her, and both would go down. So Qui-Gon and Black Widow would be the first to be eliminated potentially. Now, Mundi vs. Vision is another one where I believe the ending would come around the same time as Qui-Gon and Widow. Vision would toss Ki-Adi-Mundi through a wall, and Mundi would roll away. As Vision closes in, Mundi would force push him back, but this would only impede his certain death. As he goes to behead Vision, Vision would go intangible, and Ki-Adi-Mundi would land, bounce back, try to slash again, but Vision's already moved, and as Ki-Adi turns to block the incoming attack, he is too late, and Vision's head beam would blast Ki-Adi-Mundi through another wall, but this time to certain death down below. So Ki-Adi-Mundi is eliminated versus Vision. The other two matchups currently are still going on. We have Yoda and Kenobi holding off against Thor. Now, Thor, this is Thor with Mjolnir. We're not doing Infinity War Thor. This Thor is doing his best to hold off against Kenobi and Yoda, but Kenobi has no issue blocking the lightning attacks. And they're able to roll away and evade the hammer strikes, as well as Yoda is dancing around trying to land a hit on Thor, but Thor is keeping to the air, keeping his distance, and he's not really using hammer throws yet, just because he's dealing with lightsaber combatants, and Thor is smart enough to know he's going to want to keep Mjolnir on him to block these attacks. So they're kind of stalemated. Now Vision's going to come in. Vision would let loose with a head beam. However, Yoda has amazing precog. It would see this coming, and at the last second would use 2 minutes to deflect the beam. This beam would hit Thor dead in the chest. Now, obviously, I don't think a Vision beam would put down Thor, but it would throw him back. So Thor gets thrown back. Now, at this point, Kenobi would jump off of a wall, and while Vision hesitates because he just blasted his friend, which we saw when they fought in Civil War, Kenobi would behead him from behind. And Vision is now out of the fight. Now, Fisto and Windu are facing off with Hulk. This is very interesting. We have two speedy combatants versus the Goliath. Hulk is going to get slashed a few times because Fisto fights like a crack baby, and Windu is an absolute blur and a beast in combat. Now, Hulk, however, will catch Fisto coming around trying to get him from behind, snap his neck, and toss him away. So my boy Kit Fisto, the Dreadhead alien, is unfortunately killed. However, we now have Hulk and Thor facing off against Kenobi, Yoda, Windu, and Kenobi, Yoda. Actually, yeah, it's just those three. So these three are fighting. It's still the same matchups. Hulk and Thor haven't really met up yet to back each other up because they're both quite capable on their own. But Thor, seeing his buddy Vision get beheaded, freaks out, throws his hammer as hard as he can. Kenobi desperately sidesteps and catches Mjolnir. Yes, I absolutely believe Kenobi would be worthy of wielding Mjolnir. So this would mean, well, now why do I think Kenobi is worthy of picking up Mjolnir? Kenobi is pretty much the same type character as Captain America, and as we know, Captain America picked up Mjolnir in Endgame. I absolutely think Kenobi is the truest of friends to everyone that he can be. He's the truest warrior, most valiant soldier, arguably the toughest of the Jedi, the most sincere of the Jedi, the most good-willed, and he will fight until he drops. He's absolutely worthy. So Thor is going to be momentarily distracted by Mjolnir getting caught by this Jedi. Kenobi would be holding Mjolnir, still engrossed by the power, and that's when Yoda would force pull the stunned Thor in close. And being the blur as he is, as we know, him and Darth Sidious were pretty much imperceivable in their fight. That's how fast they were moving. And Yoda was faster than Sidious. And we know that Sidious and Windu, in fact, were too fast for Anakin Skywalker to perceive when they fought. Yoda would blitz and impale Thor, ending him. Now we have Hulk versus worthy Kenobi, Yoda, and Windu. Now, I'm going to give a bit of fan service on the Avengers side because I just gave a bit of fan service on the Star Wars side. I think Hulk, with all his friends dead and him standing, would go World Breaker Hulk. How would this attribute to MCU? Not quite sure. But he would be absolutely lethal. However, I think he would stun initially Yoda and Windu perhaps with a stomp or a thunderclap. But Kenobi would go in with Mjolnir, summon lightning, blast back Hulk, stagger him a little bit, toss around Mjolnir, use his lightsaber, and get absolutely nasty fighting against Hulk. Hulk would do his best to hold off these attackers. In fact, it would be kind of funny to see him like pick up a lightsaber and try to slash away. And he would throw stuff to keep Kenobi and them away. Kenobi would be just fine. Yoda would come in, and him and Mace would use the Force to momentarily restrain Hulk. Kenobi would throw Mjolnir, slam Hulk through a wall. Hulk would bounce back up, but as he closes in on Kenobi and Windu, Yoda would drop in from behind and behead him with his lightsaber, and Kenobi would once again blast him with Mjolnir to make sure he's down. So there you have it. Out of this complete war, we have only 3 survivors: Kenobi, Yoda, and Windu. Anyways, let me know what you think. Obviously, it's movie versions. This will sound a lot different than my originals 2 battles because, you know, it's been a long time, better equipment, better editing, all that. Let me know what you think of the battle. If you agree with the outcome, let me know. If you disagree, let me know down below. If you want an updated battle with endgame edition of characters, let me know down below. Like, subscribe, and comment. Join the Splash Dollar Club Patreon, only $1 a month, bunch of exclusive deals. There's also other tiers with better deals if you want to join that as well. Anyways, it's been your boy Sir Splash. Join the Discord, hit me up, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.